It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Barney's Beer in Edinburgh, and it's a bottle of their Marshmallow Milk Stout coming in at 7.4% ABV in a 330 milliliter bottle. There's a look at the bottle. We've got a white bottle cap. Without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. I picked this beer up. Nice bit of smoke on the bottle opening as part of the brand new Lidl Craft Beer Festival, which started on the 8th of August 2020. They do a beer festival every few months, it seems, at Lidl. This is the last beer in the range that I've reviewed. You want to check out, if you want to see if you picked up any of the other beers in the range, then they're all reviewed, they're all on YouTube. Simply grab your can or your bottle and put it into the YouTube search, and I'm sure you'll see our video. But yeah, they're all reviewed, they're all up on YouTube, so check it out. So this is the last one. We got a one finger slightly off white head. It's not quite a jet black beer in the glass. You can see a little bit of light bleeding through here at the bottom of the glass. So, I mean, the beer, let's start things off on a practical note. The beer was no more than £1.79 a bottle. Some of the beers are ranging from £1.49, but the maximum you will pay is £1.79. This probably falls in the middle. It's 7.4% ABV. It's got a nice head. If you rock the beer back and forth, you can see the carbonation chasing the head of the glass. Look at the quality. Okay, some of you purists, some of you who have been watching the channel for a long time, some of you who are home brewers or actually work in the brewing industry. As I hold the glass up on the side and you see that light burning through on a stout, you might be thinking, okay, it could be some kind of imperial mild, or it could be really thin. But I want to draw you back to the price point, that £1. Let's call it £1.6. I mean, the fruit flies like it. There's about 3 of them in here. Let's call it £1.69. It's not bad. I mean, it's incredible the price you pay these days for a decent beer. Let's get the aroma. Marshmallow Milk Stout. I'm getting lots of roasted malt. And I'm glad I'm getting roasted malt, because I'd rather a beer be a big bold stout with bitterness rather than lots of marshmallow thrown into it. A little bit of brown sugar, creme brulee. Creme brulee is the right word for this. It smells good. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Right, I know where they're going with this. What a fantastically branded beer. The branding on this bottle is terrific. When you think of marshmallows, what they should have called it, okay, they should have called it toasted marshmallow. That would have been the ultimate description for this beer. Because there's a little bit of sweetness, there's a little bit of bitterness, but there's a big toasty, malty, bready, biscuity middle to this beer that I love. What a fantastic middle. chocolate coffee caramel, roasty, toasty, biscuity, bready. The ultimate name for this beer would have been Toasted Marshmallow Milk Stout. They were very close. They were very close with the description that they've given. But whenever I eat marshmallows, I generally toast them next to the fire. I can't eat just a sweet one on its own. I gotta have it all melty and toasted. And that's what I'll do. But you can see, look at that. Look at that. Fruit flies everywhere. As I rock the beer back and forth, you can see the carbonation chasing the head of the glass. But look at that. If I told you guys 5 years ago, let's be fair, 3 years ago, as of 2020, so if I told you guys in 2017, which would have been 3 years ago from now, that you could buy a marshmallow milk stout at 7.4% ABV in Lidl for, and when I say Lidl, I don't mean Lidl as in ha 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 Lidl. I don't mean it like that. I mean, just because Lidl, you'd expect it to pay less. It's a discount supermarket. If I told you you could buy a 7.4% ABV marshmallow milk stout for £1.69 maximum in Lidl, then I don't think many of you would have believed me. This is where we are in 2020. The fact you can pick up a beer like this for the quality of this beer, I find it quite remarkable. It's got a lovely mouthfeel, a rich, creamy mouthfeel. It's a little bit thin. I'm not going to stand here going, it's the most gloopy, biggest mouthfeel that I've ever had in a stout. I'm not standing here and saying that. But for the money, for the price, it's got a good mouthfeel. You can see it. It's thick and rich and lovely. I like the sweetness. A little bit of kind of like the sweet bready, biscuity kind of malty flavour. I like the bitterness from the hops they've had in the beer. And the roasted malt. That chocolate coffee caramel. It's a cracker. It's a real cracker of a beer. And we have a description. Marshmallow milk stout, roasty, toasty, dark malts and vanilla sweetness, like a marshmallow roasting on an open fire. Oh, there we go. I don't read descriptions on the before we review the beer. Why they didn't call it a roasted or a toasted marshmallow is beyond me. That would have been the ultimate name for this beer. They put it on the back of the label, the roasted marshmallow. Should have called it toasted marshmallow from begin with. But anyway, I'm not a marketeer. It's really good. I'm gonna see. I haven't read it so far, but I mentioned earlier on. I bet there is no marshmallow in this beer. You don't need the marshmallow in this beer. You just need all the other flavours to go with it. All the ingredients to go with it. Let's have a look in English. Right. Water, barley, glucose, lactose, hops, vanilla and yeast. Very clever, Barney's. Very, very clever. Because to the unspotted, untrained eye, I can guarantee you, people with the unspotted, untrained eye would think that there was marshmallow in this beer. It's the combination of roasted malt and vanilla, a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of imagination, and you're thinking you're drinking a marshmallow stout. I'm going to rate it. It's one of my favourite beers of the Lidl Craft Beer Festival. It's right up there with the best you can get, so if you can pick a bottle of this up, I highly suggest you do so. I like it enough to give it, for the money, £1.69 maximum. You might be paying £1.49. There's a range of prices, and I wasn't going in Lidl memorising prices. So you're either going to pay £1.49 or £1.69, but whatever, it's still fantastically cheap for the money. It's a Stone the Crows, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!